guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel Ultimate Knife Search. Today we are looking at the Cold Steel Recon1, and yes, this is a new one, the spear point version. And I have had this knife here, not this knife, but one similar with a clip point I'd have for many years. I can't remember how many years, but I I loaned this Recon1 here, my old one, out to a friend, and this has been 2 years ago, and he will take it for a hiking trip, and he lost the knife, but that's okay. And I have been out for this Recon folding knife here for about 2 years, and I think now I miss my old one so much that I buy a new one. So this is a brand new, not brand new, this is a few weeks old Recon1 knife here. And the newer version here, my old one has a hollow grind, this one has a flat grind. So this is maybe a little bit stronger. But why I really love this, I will almost say this is my #1 folding knife. I have made a review on my SR1 here from Cold Steel also. This is my most brutal folder, and you can see that in a review also, why I call this the most brutal folder I have. And this is a very strong knife, guys. Now I have this knife here, we can compare these two tools. This SR1 here weighs 200 grams. This only weighs 155 grams. So there are 45 grams different. And you can see the mass of these two knives. You can see the SR1 is thicker, and it has a little steel liner here where the triad lock sits, and is also thicker. The SR1 is 5 millimeters thick, almost 5 millimeters. This is 3.5 millimeters thick steel. They are both S35 VN steel. So, but you can really feel different in weight when you carry them in your pocket and also have it in your hands. The one thing that will do, no, two things that will do, I really love my Recon1 the most. This is the grip. This knife here also have a good grip, but this is different. You can see the finger grooves there on this knife there. So, but we will put the SR1 away. This is not the knife today. The one thing, as I just mentioned, this was the weight of this Recon1 here is awesome to carry and handle. And guys, you know, I have big monster hands. I have almost mentioned that in all my videos, but I have, what can you say, slim fingers. So with this set in this finger groove here, this fits so perfect in my hand, because I have big hand, but my finger is a little bit more slim, if you can say so. So the way they have made this handle here fits so perfect. And there are no I hate jawls, guys. You know I hate jawls. But you can definitely choke up with this flat section here. So when you have to do some fine work, you can really choke up on this knife here. And the handle is so comfortable. And if you hold it reverse grip also, it fits so perfect in your hands. You can see there, it fits so perfect. So that's really why I love this Recon1 here. And it has, of course, the triad lock and this belt clip there, who is also, I'll take this SR1 up again. There's a massive belt clip where the Recon1 is a little bit smaller belt clip. So that's also something when you talk about weight, and it's a little bit easier to take out of your pants, because the belt clip is not so, it is tight, but it is not so wide. I will say I cannot feel anything different from my old knife with this and the new one, except the grind of the blade. This time I buy the spear point version because yes, the other version I have had for so many years. I think I'll try a little bit new. You can also get them in a Tantu version, and I have the SA1 Lite in Tantu. I have many knives in Tantu version, so I think I will buy this new Recon1 here in a spear point, because this is a more durable blade. You can use them for some different things. I really love it, and this D10 here, I love the fit and finish on it, and I love there's no steel liner, because this D10 here is very strong. I know, because I have used this D10 on also, as you know, if you follow my channel, I customize cars and motorcycles, and I have used this D10 for different things on cars and motorcycles, and this is extremely strong material if they are some good quality D10, and this here is, guys. Okay, I will not talk more about this knife here. Let's go out and do a little bit testing. I will not bring this knife into the woods, because this is still a bad weather here in Scandinavia, so I'll take it. I have, I can say, my home studio out here. We'll do some testing. So, okay, hang on, guys. Okay, guys, let's see the balance of this little knife here. Yes, you can see that it's set pretty straight. Let's take some hard throws. See, you can lift the lock, so it has a good bite. And see there, guys, this is strong. A good bite to it. Yes, and I'll make sure you guys are in center. Yes, and let's see. I just, as you see in the intro, throw it at my, and there's a good. This triad lock here will never fail. Of course, if you abuse the knife extremely, it will fail. So, but let's try to cut some straps, and there are no problems to cut any of these things, and see how it will do. This way it will really a sharp knife, and it will go right through it. And let's see, for some nylon rope is, can I make a push cut? Oh, I had to saw a little bit. This is that's why, what can I say, I love this 3.5 millimeters thick blade there, because the sharpness and the cutting performance is a little bit better, or it is on the SA1, because it is a slimmer blade. So yes, let's try to take some electric cable here with some three cords in it, and see if you can chop something like this. And yes, we can, no problem with this. And let's check the locking mechanisms one more time. I have no doubt in that triad lock there. And let's see, I know when we are talking about batoning and folding knives, guys, I will baton with this knife here, and I have no worries doing it. But when you talk about to compare this Recon1 with the SA1, the SA1 is a little bit strongly built to that kind of work, but we can also baton with the Recon1, no problems. I hope so. Yes, that was almost too easy. Let's try one more. see. Let's put some good amount of stress on the blade. And let's try a little bit. Let's take this one here and baton to this side. This is more stressful for the blade. And you can see we are going right through, so there's no problem. And check the retention is still awesome and strong. There are no wiggle or anything in this knife here. Yes, let's do a little bit tip test. And here you have to be caution, guys, because this is a thinner tip, but you can pray bar a little bit with it. If you use your head, you can pray bar. This is 35 VN steel here. I have a good fader on it. But of course, you shall not use this as a big pray bar, but you can definitely pray bar with it. And the tip is straight as an arrow. Let's try to baton this lock here. This is a bigger one. See if we can go through it. There's no problem. I hit you guys to go through it. And I can remember from my old knife, but my old knife was a hollow grind. This is a flat grind. And I really love these finger grooves. They fit so perfect in my hand. And as I mentioned in the intro, you can choke up on it. You can hold it here. You don't need a choil to choke up on a knife. I hate choils, you know that. But as you can see with this knife here, you can definitely feather stick with it and make some nice ones. This wood here is pretty hard, but it is very easy to do, and that's really something I love. You can use the knife for different tasks. And I know this is a 90-degree spine on this knife here, so if you see if you can chop this off, I don't think we can get a fire going with this here, but I can show you that the knife can show some sparks. I hope so, yes. There you go. You can see. There you go. Have to find how it works. Yeah. Yes. So you can also use a fire steel in this matter, and let's see how it still cuts. Yes. So that's why I know the 10-2 version. I have many knife, also folding knife in 10-2 versions, but the piercing ability on this spear point blade here is awesome. You can, with no pressure at all, go into something like this and cut, and that's really awesome with this knife here. So all in all, the cutting performance are good, and you can of course use it for something like this also. There are many things you can discuss on a blade, on a knife, so that's depend on how you like different types of blades and grinds and how the blade is shaped. But there are one thing, guys, you can never discuss, and that's how the handle is made. And on this Recon1 here, I really love this handle. This is why this is my #1 folder. This is because of the handle and the weight, of course. You can see there, look at this. really make something spear pointed. And you can say many out there things, because this knife here does not have steel liners. It is weak, but I promise you guys, this G10 there is strong, and this also make the knife lighter, and you don't have the steel liners that can go some dirt into. So the way I clean this knife up, I just take some compressed air and blow it in, and the knife is clean. So that's something that's awesome with this Recon1 here. And let's see if the retention is still functioning, and it is. And as you can see, it centers perfect still. So yes, this test here is not the most brutal test in the world, but it tells a little bit about this knife here, how good it's built. And I know this is heat treatment aluminum in the end there, so you can also take, let's see, do I have anything I can use to, well, this is not the hardest thing in the world, but an old can here, you can definitely hammer this flat with the end of the knife with no problems. And as you can see, now it's just full of old old Coke soda there on the end, but this is awesome. I really love this knife, and you can cut through this can here with no problems. Really love it. And even if this is a big folder, it is, if you compare to many others everyday carrying folding. So this has a decent weight to it, and this is very easy and nimble to use. And I like the way it is open, and you can move this knife around, and you can play with it and use it for so many different things, and that's really awesome. I love this knife. Yes guys, let's take a closer look on it. Yes guys, this was a little bit testing on the Recon1. There are a million of reviews on this knife out on the YouTube. Not so many where they use the knife. They're most tabletop reviews. But this was a little bit. Maybe I will make a better review when the weather gets better, and I will take it out and beat it more, because it is a strong knife, guys. It can really take some beating. So you can see the end there when I hammered. Let's see if we can get some focus. Yes, I hammered on the can, and you can see the blade. It is still functional. There's no chipping, nothing on this blade here. So this is still strong, and there's no wiggle or anything, and the lock engage perfectly. Yes guys, as I wrote in this video here, it is old, but it's still good. And I'll say, yes guys, I have never come across a folding knife who are a durable, lightweight, this size, and for everything use like this Recon1 here. I have many folders. They are maybe a little bit stronger, also from a cold steel and some other folders, but they are also heavier. So if you consider everyday carrying, and I really love this handle here, as I had mentioned a few times in this video here. So this is really still a very strong, good knife for even if you are in some tactical use, as a security guard, police officer, military, everyday carrying. This is really a good knife, guys, a good folding. And I will say it has a decent size in the pocket. If you got I think the 10-2 version is a little bit smaller in the blade, so I think this spear point here version is the widest of them all. If you got the 10-2 version, this maybe a few millimeters more slim to have in your pocket, but I don't feel this knife here at all. Yes, this was a little bit of the Recon1 from Cold Steel, and I really think this is an awesome folding knife, guys. You can get anything better than this. So if you want something that's more brutal, is also heavier, and if you want something that is lighter, is also smaller. So this is a good, what can you say, mid-range things for comparing a big size knife, but it's not in the heavy category. So that thing, I think is awesome. Yes. I also, when I bought this knife, I bought this Cold Steel Drop Forced Survivalist here in 5200 steel, and there will come a review on that, but I will not take this as my home studio. I will take this out in the forest, so I will talk more about this knife when I get to this. So this is not a new knife also, and there are also many reviews, but I have seen it many times and think that could be awesome to try this this knife out also. So I will make a review on this when the weather is a little bit better. So yes, I only have one thing more to say, guys. Don't go hiking. Go hiking!